Howdy y'all, welcome to Lex Lives. I think it's time we play a little... Can't reach me, Minecraft. Alright. Let's go ahead and make it some daytime, and let's see about getting some more jungle wood, maybe. I'm gonna have to go get some bone meal, and bone meal those things up, maybe. I mean, I don't see, yeah, I don't see any poking up yet, so... Definitely gonna need to him with the bone meal. I mean, obviously it hasn't been long enough for the leaves to even fall, but yeah. So once again, I had every intention of working on stuff before I started recording today, and yeah, woke up. Stayed up pretty late last night. I'd say I probably got an extra half-hour sleep than usual, which is pretty awesome. So 8 hours instead of my normal 6.5 to 7.5. So that was nice. Only because there's no one basically here today. And there's two other people in the house, because normally there's 7 people in the house, so more than half are gone today, and they've been gone since yesterday. That makes it pretty quiet here. I'm probably gonna need some more bone meal. I can't imagine 30 is enough to get these buggers to grow. Yeah, oop, you can't jump over that wall. Oh. Okay. Okay, you can grow on your own. I won't stop you. That one didn't want to be bone mealed. So you ain't putting that stuff on me. It's like the, since I live out in the middle of nowhere, one of the things they do here is, they drive by the county. The county has trucks with sprayers on them. And so they drive around with, anti-mosquito spray and spray for mosquitoes during the mosquito seasons, which is basically everything from February. Wow, that was a weird way to say February. February. Sounded like I was someplace else there for a second. But technically it's February, but that's not how we pronounce it here. And so February until probably about look, the other one did it too. Probably somewhere in December or November is basically mosquito season here. It's actually a good thing when the mosquitoes come out early. They don't come out often in February, but they do come out a lot in March, and it's pretty awesome if they come out in March, because a lot of times if it gets warm enough that early for things to start hatching like that, we can get a decent amount of cold to come back and just wipe them out mostly for a year. And anyways, I got off on mosquitoes because I wanted to say that tree was like those people with the don't spray signs, and then I realized people may not know what I mean by don't spray signs, and then that turned into a lecture on mosquitoes. That's the way my brain works. But yeah, so there are people who have no spray or don't spray along their yards because they like mosquitoes. I'm not really sure why. They don't want pesticides on their ditches, I guess. Because it is spraying pesticides. But yeah, that's all I can think of is they don't want pesticides to be sprayed near their house, maybe. Like maybe they have breathing problems or pets that lick the ditches. I don't know. Mosquitoes are horrible, and so especially now that they carry all those diseases. I mean, like they've always carried diseases, but now they've got new diseases. And you know, I don't want to get West Nile. Thanks. I'd prefer not to catch West Nile. I'd prefer. Well, I prefer not to get Zika in the area. What's the other one? The bird flu. I think that comes from mosquitoes. Or does that one come from ticks? I can't remember. Anyways, that's not a fun conversation topic. Let's see if we can find a better conversation topic. Oh, yeah. I didn't get a chance to play today because when I woke up at about 12:30, because I didn't go to bed till about 4:30. I found an email in my because I didn't expect it, and so I was doing other things, and it was about 2 o'clock when I finally realized that. Not realized when I finally made it to my computer today. I'm like, all right, I can settle in. I can watch the episode of the show that didn't work last night, and we'll talk about that in a second. And so look at that. I'm ahead of the game now. Oof. I got 3. You know what? I'm just gonna go with what I got. And so yeah, there's an email that said, "Oh, by the way, by the way, here's a slew of extra work we need you to do today from work." Like, seriously, man, if you would have let me know that yesterday, I could have planned for it. I wouldn't have stayed in bed till 12:30. Yeah. I just heard some thunder, man. I think we're about to get a thunderstorm. Ooh, thunderstorm. Yeah. At least it's not... I don't live close enough to water to worry about hurricanes. A lot of family, though. A lot of family down in the hurricane areas. And friends. I know cousin and his family. Another cousin and her family. A great uncle. All down in the Houston area. And then an uncle and his family and another uncle and his family in Florida, both in areas that got hit by the hurricane. I know they still without power. One of them was earlier this week was the last time I heard anything about it. And they told him it would probably be another week before they got power back, is what he was told. So, nobody down in the islands, though. Those people got it way worse. Anyways, once again, man, I am on the maudlin topics today. Can I tell you about the time my pet died? I could tell you about the time my pet died, but that was a long time ago. Well, the particular time my pet died that popped in my head was a long time ago. I've had several pets die, and I mean that's what happens. Pets don't live long, but I've had I've had no pets die from old age. Uh, our family had a pet that basically died from old age. Come on. Ouch. I'm gonna have to wall this in down here, I guess. Um, uh, yeah, nope, I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about dead pets. Alright? I'm just not gonna do about it. I could. I've got a couple of stories I could tell, but you know what? I don't want to. I mean, I do want to, but I'm not gonna. I'm thinking maybe I might do another row of blue here before I put windows in. But yeah, so I wound up having to work this afternoon, and that ate up all of my game playing time that I was gonna do before I recorded Minecraft. I was really gonna get all the floor in and get started on the windows while I watched. Oh yeah, while I watched the episode of the show I was watching, Critical Role. That's what I was watching, Critical Role. I found out about that show. I guess I'll tell a little story about that, and then I'll talk about what happened to me last night. And so, found out about that show. We started playing. It's almost a year now, I think. We started playing D&D because two of the people in my gaming group, we played video games, but we had tabletop online, and so they. You can play D&D in tabletop, and so one of them plays D&D in another group, and so the one guy said he'd like to play, and so the other guy said he'd run it, and they just need to find people to play, and so that became one of our game night of video game playing became D&D playing, and I was all for it, because I like that kind of stuff, and I mean, D&D is really what, like kind of like a video game with a lot more freedom in what you do, and so anyways, I didn't know it at that time, but they got into it because what if I do blue glazed terracotta across through there? What does that look like? That could look nice, right? Yeah, I think that could work. I'm gonna go make some blue glazed terracotta. Do I really not have any? I need to unload some of this dark wood stuff that I picked up here. I have plenty of orange terracotta, and that's it. Man, I guess I'm gonna have to go out and get some hardened clay. So let's go get some hardened clay first. So I didn't know it, But I haven't played D&D since like 95, 96, somewhere in there. And that does not go to clay, does it? That's the desert. I have to go this way. I don't remember where my clay stuff is at. And so, uh, so I started looking around for modern D&D so I could get a feel for how it's played. Because I only played it that one time, and I was the DM, and we'd never played it with any other people. But you know, so I only knew the way I played it, and I wanted to see what it looked like. And so I eventually came across Critical Role, and really enjoyed that show. And and so so I found out that that was the reason we even started playing. But so last night, I'm all caught up, and because of schedule changes the last couple of weeks, I've actually been able to watch live, and which is pretty cool. And so I started watching last night's episode, and they're going along and they're doing their stuff, and they get to this point, and the guy's like, I want to jump off this tower on top of the person who's restrained on the ground and attack. It's like, okay, roll your dice and see what happens. And so they roll their dice, and I forget exactly what they say, but it's like, and you land with both feet, astride the person on the ground, and it's like, all right, well, then I pull out my sword and I take swings at her, and boop, my internet shut down, and it was down for like 2 hours. It just like bloop, gone. And of course 2 hours wasn't long enough for them to finish, so that there was a video of it. And so here I am sitting here, not able to watch what happened next, and it cut off in the middle of a fight, basically at a cliffhanger moment. Because this is one of the big bosses at the end of the game. They are at the end of their story. And so this is the boss before the final boss kind of thing. And oh hey, I went to the right spot. And I was like, no, because now I have to wait until tomorrow to be able to watch it. Luckily, I can do my job and watch it at the same time, so that's what I did today, was watch the final few hours of Crit Roll, and then did my work. But I couldn't believe it. My internet just shut off. Let me tell you what, their system, because there's no internet, it's like the worst thing ever, man. Like I have my modem and router plugged into my. These are weird lines. Do you see this? Why is it doing that? That's a weird thing. Why? There's like a pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It is a pattern. It's every chunk. There are chunk lines. There are chunk lines. That's bizarre. There are chunk lines in this mesa. Why are there chunk lines? I don't know. I'm going to take advantage of it, though. I need this stuff, so I will take your plain terracotta chunk lines and be happy. But yeah, that's a fun show. I really was enjoying this week's episode. And they said probably next week will start their final battle, because they're at the end of their story, which is crazy. And then they'll start a new story. So, you know. I'm assuming all of them... I think all of them are coming back. I don't think any of them said they weren't going to come back for the next one. Anyways... what else did I do? This week's been pretty okay. I did an hour, 2 hours of extra training, and then today I had extra hours of work. So I've been, I've put in a few hours of extra work this week, unexpectedly, and I know last month every week had extra work, and so I was enjoying this. This month has been just regular hours. I mean, I like the extra pay, obviously, but I don't like work. I like pay, but I don't like work, and I don't think there's ever going to be a job necessarily that I find that pays me well enough to live that I like. I don't. This job I have now is pretty close, though. I wouldn't say I like the job, but I don't mind the job, which is better than what I felt about the previous job. I didn't dislike the previous job, but there were times. Definitely there were times. And how are we doing on this clay? I think this is probably enough clay. Let me, I'm going to move this 39 down here, and I'm going to throw out this orange terracotta. And I'm going to go ahead and finish off this stack. Nobody wants you, orange terracotta. You just stay here till next time. Alright, let's get out of here. Man, I am just drawing a blank. I've done nothing this week. We did start a new D&D. I talked about that yesterday in my 7 Days of Die video. That was pretty irritating, not gonna lie. I'm not as angry about it as I was when he said that we weren't taking the game seriously, because I don't think anything will make me as angry as the time he said we weren't taking the game seriously. Because I'm sorry, the guy who does something silly and goofy every chance he gets, telling people who are trying to figure out what's going on during a fight and stop bad guys from pouring through a portal, does not sound like not taking the game seriously while you stand in a hallway and throw fireballs. Nope, let me rephrase that. Fire bolts. Fire bolts are the smallest possible attack spell he could use, practically. And he only uses stuff that doesn't use up his resources, while the rest of us are dumping everything we got into surviving this fight. He stands in the hallway hiding from damage, throwing the smallest spell possible, and then tells us that we're not taking the fight seriously. Anyways, I've talked about that before. That is definitely the angriest I've ever been. I am still angry about it, apparently. Yeah. But he did throw us into a battle, and I haven't commented on it yet, but I am going to leave a comment on it. He threw us into a battle with no map, and just put bad guys where he wanted. And the game isn't supposed to be played like that. You're supposed to know what's going on around you. And he described nothing and didn't give us a chance to describe anything. And just straight up attacked us. No, me. Straight up attacked me. There's 4 people in the party. The bad guys run in and attack me. New bad guy runs in while we're fighting and attacks me. And that's the problem I have, I guess, is that everything attacks me. His guy, because he plays his own character, which is almost the straight definition of what's wrong with having a DMPC. The other thing is we don't have plot hooks or anything like that, so none of that affects him, but his guy does have to be the star of the show every time. He mentioned how amazing his guy was this week, and how all the glory is always his. Yeah, but so yeah, it was interesting. Just you know, usually, nope. I've never played, and I've played hundreds, probably at least 100 games of D&D now, and I've never once played a game of D&D where the bad guys just magically appear and attack. There's always, and the guy wasn't stealthed. He didn't come out of nowhere. He said he runs in and then has him cross 2 squares of invisibility. Not being invisible, just that there's nothing there, because he's just having us fight on an open grid. But we're supposed to be inside of a farmhouse, and so I have no idea how he got to where he attacked me from, because the other 2 came in from a different spot that was supposed to be the front door. But, I mean, it never got drawn on the map, so no idea. No idea. But put him right where he could attack my guy, who'd already been attacked multiple times. In fact, every bad guy but one that we fought that last night attacked my character. And that one didn't attack my character because he got stunned and couldn't move. Yeah, I was not... Oh, right. I was getting blue. Ooh, you know, I think I am low on blue, actually. I'm pretty sure. Remember, wasn't I low on blue last week, and I was talking about how I'd have to go hunt up some more? Oh no, I got 62 right here. We're good. Okay, we're good. I gotta blue this first. This does not work like this. I don't feel like I'm gonna need that much. We're gonna get some, though. That seems like a lot. That seems... And I totally did not grab... Wow, dude. Kinda need that. We'll go with this. Alright. No. Dang it. No. Get out of there. Okay, and then the rest of you can just hang out here until I need you. Look, that orange terracotta snuck back with me. Did you see him? Oh, orange terracotta. You weren't supposed to be here. Okay, now you are going to... Yes, blue... glazed terracotta. All right. Now, now that I've got that cooking, let's go see if I actually want it. And then we'll probably call it a day. We finished XCOM 2 this week. That was the game that I was playing in my not spare time. Oh, I'll tell you this funny story. This is I tweeted about it, but this is so yesterday I'm working. Like I said, there's only 2 of us here all day, or 3 of us here all day, and so it's pretty quiet. And there are whole swaths of the afternoon where there's no sound from upstairs, and so I don't think anything of it. And I think I want it the other way here. Can I do that? Yeah, there we go. What does this side look like? Does it point down? That'd be fine, I guess. Oh, you know what? I need to get more white in here. I want the white pillar to show at the edges. Well, it will when I put the... I'm going to thicken these corners. I don't like how they're just single blocks. But I think that'll look cool. Little design across the edges that also kind of make it feel like there's a little wall there. I like that. All right. So story. Let me tell the story real quick, and then I'll call it a day. So no one's home, and I go upstairs. It's like 6:30 at night, or in the afternoon, or however you measure that. And I'm hungry because dinner is usually somewhere between 6 and 8 p.m. And I skipped lunch because of work, and so I'm hungry. And so I am I'm ready to eat, and I go upstairs, and there's no one home. There's no one home. No notes, nothing. Just the vehicles are gone. I'm like, okay, let's look around to see if we can figure out where they went. On the calendar, I found a small note that said, volleyball game at 6 p.m. And so I'm like, oh, all right. So they're going to go to that. So they probably won't be home for a while. Good to know. And so I'm like, well, we had sloppy joes yesterday, so I'll just make some sloppy joes again today, because there's plenty of leftover sloppy joe. And so that's what I did. I had sloppy joes. And about an hour and a half later, they come home, and they're like, we brought dinner. So I went up, and I just had a couple of sloppy joes. I didn't have anything else with it. I was slacker. And so they brought home a burger and fries for me. And so I'm like, oh, well, I am not hungry enough to eat the burger, but I guess I could eat a few fries. And so I ate the fries, and they're like, well, you don't want the burger? I'm like, well, I just ate, so, like an hour ago. And so I saved that, and it's about 10:30, and I'm like, all right, I could eat now. I'm going to be up late because I'm going to be watching Crit Roll, right? And they probably won't be done till about 4 o'clock. And so I take a bite of the burger. I thought I had a bunch of stuff to make concrete. What did I do with all that gravel? I don't see it anywhere. I was pretty sure I dumped out all my stuff earlier. Dang it, I'm out of gravel again. Always out of gravel. And so I take a big bite of the burger, And I know it's got like white cheese on it and bacon and so I'm like, all right, take a big bite of it, and I'm like, ooh, this thing is spicy, and I wasn't expecting that. And I like spicy foods. I don't like overly spicy foods, but I like spicy foods. Um, and so I'm sitting there, and it's spicy enough that like 3 minutes later, my mouth still feels warm, and that's it's a little spicier than I prefer. It's not anything I can't handle. I just there's a difference between spicy tastes good and I'm just really hot, and this was a little more on the I'm just really hot and a little less on the I taste good, and for my taste. I'm not saying that my taste is the only taste. I'm just saying that's my taste, and so then my sister comes home, and I forgot what she came down to. Oh yeah, she got me a new Godzilla figure because I love Godzilla, and she saw it and had to have it. So I wasn't complaining, and so I'm like, hey, she's like, oh, you didn't eat your burger, and I'm like, well, I ate earlier, and so I'm just getting to it now. I'm like, it's pretty spicy. And she's like, spicy? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, I bought dinner. I didn't buy you a spicy burger. And I'm like, okay, well, it's really spicy. She's like, I bought you a mushroom and Swiss. And I'm like, well, there's no mushrooms on this thing, and it's pretty spicy. And she's like, oh, I bought you the wrong burger. I bought you the flamethrower. I'm like thinking, how do you mix those two up? Like, oh yeah, I'm looking at this burger. This one's mushrooms and Swiss cheese, and this one is on fire. And so obviously I mistake mushrooms and Swiss cheese with on fire because that makes sense. Whatever. I ate it. It was okay. It was edible. It wasn't horrible. It just wasn't, wasn't something I would have particularly ordered. But I thought that was kind of funny. Oh, I accidentally bought the flamethrower. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'll remember that when I accidentally buy all your Christmas gifts in the version I want. She was serious. She seriously accidentally ordered the wrong burger, which is just bizarre to me. Anyways, click like if you like, subscribe, share, and catch the next one. I will talk to you later.